Happy Monday. Welcome to Our House Mondays and a very happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day to you all. Who's staying at home? Who's out there working and hustling? My guess is, I'm just guessing, that a lot of people are going to chill at home today. I welcome you all. So a couple of topics we're going to cover today. Thank you for the like, much appreciated. The one announcement, Stevik Meyers staying at home. Good idea, my friend, good idea. Hanging low, staying at home on MLK Day. Nothing wrong with that. Now, I've been reading these stimulus updates. Looks like if everything goes right, people could be getting that $1,400 in February. Obviously, they're waiting for the new Senate to be sworn in so that they have the votes so that they can get this passed in the Senate. The House has already approved that stimulus plan. And now if the Senate approves it, you have a $1,400 check on your way. Tony Abachicha in the house, staying at home in Colorado. What's it like? Is it snowing? Is it cold? We've got like high 80s here, super high winds and high 80s today. It's Our House Mondays, where gig workers meet. It's your platform. I read out whatever you want to share, your suggestions, your comments, your ideas, your feedback. I read it out. Finally got my Chevy Bel Air finished. Went for a nice cruise on the weekend. And man, that thing flies. Got a lot of power, that V8. So yeah, there's a couple of cool announcements. Firstly, like I said, the stimulus $1,400 checks. We should expect them in February. I don't see any problems with that passing now that they will have the majority of the Senate. So if you could sort of factor that in, $1,400 somewhere, maybe second, third week of February, not a bad idea. Now, huge blow to Uber and Lyft in California. Good for the California drivers. Michael Smith's in the house. Joey Driver for you Idaho's in the house. Michael Smith says Uber is scamming customers and drivers out of money. Fraud is rife. That should be their company slogan. Uber, fraud is rife. I like that. Joey says, what's up, Uncle T? Live from Boise. I'm at Amazon now. Not so much gigs right now. And congratulations to all those Amazon Flex drivers that I referred. They were sending me texts. Hey, thanks, Rideshare Professor, for the $75. I have them coming out periodically, so stay tuned. Tons of DoorDashers, Uber, Lyft drivers, now Amazon Flex drivers. I hooked them up with short little surveys. Quick way to make $75. Helps, right? Everything helps. Amazon gift card. My friend Uberman Tampa, glad he got his $75. He said, hey, I got my $75. Awesome. I'm going to apply it to dog food and a couple of other little items for his pets. Love that attitude. Nifty 50 is in the house. Tony says someone offered me a job with a new rideshare company. As long as it's not Trip, as long as Trip didn't offer you a ride, otherwise you're going to be waiting for a long, long time. Tyler Durdenson, have you done Instacart or Shipt? No, I signed up for Instacart. I did 2 Instacarts just to check out how the platform works and to get my codes. So I have not done Shipt with Target. But Instacart, like I said, that CEO, Apurva Mehta, he's on my shit list purely because of the bonuses that they issued, which were pathetic. DoorDash is also on my shit list because of the tips that they were stealing from drivers. Uber in general, I would say, is on my shit list just because of the poor treatment towards drivers and delivery drivers. So, here we are. MLK Day, stand for something in your life, stand up, and let's make a difference. We have Teddy T in the house. Good. I'm doing better. I'm going to go back for surgery, getting the metal out of my leg next week. And then hopefully I'll be on the up and up. But it's been really dragging me down. Joey Driver says, no, not flex, actually at a fulfillment center, 1.5 to 6 million square foot building here in Nampa, Idaho. Make sure you stay away from anyone that coughs, right? Because in those big fulfillment centers, coronavirus is rife. Tommy, in the palace, in the house, our house in the middle of the street. Dan, San Luis arrived. Hola, peeps. Good to see you, Dan. Good to see you. Paul Figueroa from San Diego, California. Guten Tag, mein Freund. No more COVID. First day back to work. Lovely. I'm so happy you rebounded and you're feeling better. And he's actually back at work. So Paul said that the COVID is nothing to mess around with. I mean, it was pretty brutal. And a couple of weeks later, built up his immune system. He's back out there. Teddy T says, good to hear that. I finally got my $600 stimulus. Yeah, I think everyone that I've asked, I received my $600. Teddy got his $600. Tony says, I'm training with cryosculpting. I thought you said crypto sculpting. Cryosculpting. It's like cool sculpting. It's something for now. Very cool. Dan says, you've earned a Rideshare Advocate Purple Heart. I'll take that Purple Heart. I'll wear it here proudly. Tony says, I got the $600. Scott Tucker, did you get your $600 stimulus? Now, this is good news. This is really good news for all Californians and actually good news for all Uber and Lyft drivers nationwide because the ABC test for gig workers is retroactive. Right, they were fighting that. That means all those misclassification dollars, and I can see a lot of other states going after the misclassification dollars, right? The Supreme Court of California, the state court, ruled that the claims that the workers made are retroactive, and this ruling came down on Thursday. ABC test was issued in an April 2018 decision called Dynamex that said workers must be considered employees. We know that. Public policy and fairness concerns such as protecting workers and benefits businesses that comply with wage order obligations favor retroactive application of Dynamex. And that was Chief Justice Tani Cantil Sakuya, who shut Uber and Lyft down. So that is really good for all of those peoples, including myself, who have, and Scott Tucker, this is good news. This is a huge blow that the Supreme Court has gone in our favor as far as misclassification dollars. This strengthens all of those lawsuits out there. It really does. Proposition 22 does not shield the gig companies retroactively. They are facing a range of lawsuits over employment classification from both government agencies and their own workers. The Supreme Court decision means that if the gig companies lose those cases, they could face much bigger penalties since they could be found responsible for actions before Dynamex took effect in April 2018. In the biggest one, California's Attorney General and 3 city attorneys sued Uber and Lyft in May. The California Labor Commissioner sued the 2 ride-hailing companies in August, saying they committed wage theft by misclassifying drivers. Various drivers and couriers have joined forces in misclassification lawsuits. I signed up with Potter Handy. Many signed up with Duane Morris. Many signed up with Lichten Riordan. They're going to be out of luck, said Bob Esser, partner of San Francisco's Duane Morris, a management side law firm. For any case that is pending, the test that applies to them will be Dynamex, and it will go back as far as the statute of limitation permits. So if you have driven for several years, you're good. You're good to go. Obviously, January 2021, you can't, after that, you can't go after them for misclassification dollars because of Proposition 22. But prior to that, these are big settlement cases, my friends. As Scott Tucker says, nice, like the one for the national lawsuit. Exactly. Mark Roughton's in the house. Mitch Ainsley's in the house, got the COVID vaccination, thinking about driving again. Only drive on the weekends in Northwest Indiana. Okay, you got the vaccine. That's awesome. Just make sure you go for that second vaccine when it comes up, right? And that you just take all the precautions. Should be good, right? Got your immune system pumped up now. Tyler Durden says, I got tested for COVID, came back negative. I'm going in for a COVID test tomorrow morning. Put the swab up the nose because on the 22nd I have another surgery, and you cannot go into hospital for a surgery on my leg unless I can show them that I'm negative. So probably in the last month I've had about 4 COVID tests. Nifty 50s life. I'm trying to buy a car under $15,000 in the late summer. Well, under $15,000, I would definitely go with an XL vehicle, mid-size, maybe hybrid SUV, or a good minivan like a Sienna or a Honda Odyssey. I would, if you're looking under $15,000, I would not go and buy an X-only car. I would get something that qualifies for X and XL. Definitely, right? Definitely. If that's what you're looking to spend, then that's not quite in the range of the SUV class, but that's definitely totally doable if you're looking for a good XL vehicle on the money. Teddy T says, hey, everybody, can we say a prayer for Ride with Peterson? He got and is recovering from a stroke and COVID-19. Oh, my God. Poor guy is getting hit over and over again with bad luck. We send him love and prayers. Mitch Ainsley said, yes, go back in 2 weeks for a second shot. Good stuff. Let us know how that second shot goes. I know the first shot, nobody reported really. Know a couple of people that got it. No people reported any side effects, which makes me happy. Let me know how that second one goes. Ray C. Branch Jr., Little Rock, Arkansas, in the house. Nifty 50 says, thanks. Can you name again? Oh, on the car under 15,000, I would definitely go get a vehicle that fits into XL and X. Focus on XL, a good minivan like a Sienna, or a medium-size hybrid SUV that qualifies for XL. Very important. Because you want that combination. If it's super quiet, you can always take X rides, but ask Paul Figueroa. It's a lot of money to be made in the XL category with bigger groups, right? Probably not the very best car XL for COVID. So more bodies in the car, but definitely the money maker. Joey Driver for you Idaho says, I have my 2008 Honda Odyssey. I'm about to let go for $6,000. What mileage does that have? I'm curious. It's a good price. That's a good price. Scott Tucker says, look for a Chevy Bolt if you are doing X. It's all electric. You can buy used for about 12 to 15K. I'm not encouraging him to do X. I'm encouraging him to do X to XL if he wants to, X and XL if he wants to spend 15K. Anissa Abdalia is in the house. Good to see you. Nifty 50. Gotcha, Scott. So, despite Uber and Lyft spending record amounts of money to rewrite the law to benefit themselves, they can't change the fact that they were violating the law for years before Proposition 22 by not classifying their drivers as employees. Says John Cote, a spokesman for San Francisco City Attorney Dennis Herrera, who is one of the plaintiffs in the California general lawsuit against the ride-hailing companies. Show us the money, Uber and Lyft. Pay up those misclassification dollars, Dara K, Logan Green. Pull out those misclassification dollars out of your corporate accounts and pay the drivers. The courts have ruled, right? Shannon Liss Riordan, I've spoken to her before. She's a Boston attorney. She's a heavy hitter who has filed misclassifications on behalf of gig workers and janitors. Said the decision should help California workers seeking redress over wage violations that occurred before April 2018. Whoop, whoop. She has lawsuits and arbitrations pending against Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, DoorDash, Postmates, Instacart, Shipped, Amazon. She sued 8 companies, and she's always winning. She is getting monies for her drivers, and she's damn good at what she does. 8 class action lawsuits. Listen to that. Smacking down Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, DoorDash, Postmates, Instacart, Shipped, Amazon. Shannon is slapping them down. Show the drivers the money. The court emphasized that the strict test was necessary because the prior loser standard had led to inconsistent outcomes that did not adequately protect workers. She said in an email, the decision is a further indictment of Proposition 22. Anissa, I love that. I love that painting you made here. Joey Driver, 300 miles away from $210,000. 210,000 miles, not $210,000. Rideshare professor, wake up. That car's probably got another 90,000. So if you figure getting a car for 6,000 to get another 90,000 miles, do the math. Romeo Bocala, what do you think is going to happen this coming Wednesday? I think it's going to be quiet. I think, 25,000 National Guards have been vetted. I don't think that people are going to come out a second time because they've been tracked down, jailed. I just hope it goes quietly. I hope the one group leaves the White House quietly, and I hope the other group comes in quietly, and I hope that there's no riots. I hope there's no further deaths. That's all I'm hoping for. Nothing more, nothing less. In the wake of the pandemic, this raises concerns for small businesses that may be hit with backward-looking wage and hour lawsuits. Besides gig workers, the ABC test affects other sectors. We see misclassification in a lot of industries where work is performed mostly by people of color, such as janitorial, home care, and trucking. She said oftentimes these are low-wage industries where workers don't have a lot of bargaining power. The court's ruling will make it much easier to hold accountable companies who have been doing this type of scheme for years, like Uber, like Lyft, like DoorDash, like Grubhub. Ray C. Branch Jr. says, what's the name of the law firm, the attorney's name? Well, there's a couple. So the one here in California is Potter Handy, and that potterhandy.com, and you guys can, the main attorney there is Mark Potter or Jim Triglio. You could reach out to them. They'll give you just mention my name, and I'll tell you what, they'll take good care of you. And then the other one in Boston, if you're on the East Coast, I would go with these guys here. Where are they? You can Google them. Let me just write this down for you. If you're on the East Coast, this lady's a heavy hitter. She is powerful. And she is in Boston. Boom! Eddie T's got to go. Have a good night. So that's good news. That's, the misclassification lawsuit, the victory in the Supreme Court is a good starting point for all of these misclassification lawsuits and class action suits that are going on right now against Uber and Lyft. Now, the other thing is, check this out. Lyft and Uber, they're trying to deal with the new administration. Remember, they have it in there through Kamala Harris, right? Tony West and Kamala Harris, family. So Lyft and Uber want to take you to your vaccination appointment. Now that vaccinations are finally rolling, how does everyone get there? Twice, right? You got to go for their first shot. You got to go for that second shot. So they're working on a system. My guess is on a federal level. A lot of people that need to get vaccinated cannot even afford the transport. So Uber and Lyft say, hey, we'll transport these people. We'll transport all of them. Let the administration work with us. We'll set up a plan, which in theory sounds pretty cool. But obviously, Uber and Lyft want all of those individuals that maybe don't have Uber or Lyft apps yet, that have maybe never ever taken an Uber or Lyft trip, right? And what I think they want to do is get the government to pay for these trips. That's what I'm thinking here when I read this article. Jason Ferris is in the house. Could you kindly flush Derek K? Sure, I'll flush him for you just now. Derek K needs to be flushed. I like it. Jason never ever forgets. Jason has a memory like an elephant. He's like always like, can you flush this guy for me? Sure, I will. I got to get the flushing device. Get my drone out of the way. This is quite a mission here. Quite a mission to get this thing. Alrighty. This is for my friend Jason Ferris. All right, we have a toilet that flushes. We have a toilet. And then there's frickin', I don't want to even touch him with my own hands. I refuse to touch Derek K with my own hands because he might have COVID. So this horrible, evil creature, which I call Dara, this is him. The most frickin' evil of evil executives in the world, Derek K. This is who he is. This ugly looking, weird reptile thing. F off. Oh, he's a stubborn one. He's coming up again in a second. He needs 2 flushes. Bye, Dara. Good life down there in the sewage pipes. We don't need you anymore. Adios. That's it. Symbolic flush. Done. Bye. Bye, Dara. So, Operation Warp Speed, I call this Operation Snail Speed, right? I think it's a joke that they think they can still use this word Operation Warp Speed. Listen, 30 million people were supposed to be vaccinated by the end of 2020. How many people do they vaccinate? 2.6 million people. Their minds were not saving people and getting the vaccinations to people, or getting the money for the vaccinations, or the money for the distribution of the vaccinations. So Operation Snail Speed has hit another speed bump. Now that the vaccines are rolling out, how are we supposed to get everyone to their vaccination appointments twice? Darren Logan Green, use us. We can get them there. For people with cars and childcare options, the answer may be more simple. For drivers, for others, it's a scramble. The rideshare companies, Lyft and Uber, fielding requests from states and municipalities, are highlighting this gap in lobbying efforts aimed at President-elect Joe Biden's incoming administration and offering free rides, but someone has to pay for them, right? I like the way they do this bait and switch ad campaign. Are we offering free rides? Meanwhile, they're on the line with the administration, said, hey, someone has to pay for them. We've already promised these people free rides. Now you guys have to pay for them, right? I mean, this is how Dara and Logan operate, right? Dan says the driver's secret loop, there it is. There it is. Nifty says, I pay very little tax every year because I include dead and personal miles. I'm definitely not paying much this year, or not at all, because of unemployment. Very true. Scott says you need to flush Dara several times because he floats back many times. As you could see, I probably flushed him 2 or 3 times. You're dead right there. Absolutely. Scott says, I'm spearheading a national class action lawsuit in Nevada with the help of his good friend Robin Reneth. They've been instrumental. working with Potter Handy, and I salute Scott for taking action and being one of the main spears that's going after Uber and Lyft, right? Just like I recruited hundreds and hundreds of drivers here in California who filed for the misclassification dollars, some people up to several $100,000, right? So I salute Robin and Scott for their efforts in Nevada, helping the drivers. That's wonderful. Back to this article, the rideshare companies, Lyft and Uber, fielding requests from states and municipalities are highlighting this gap in lobbying efforts aimed at President-elect Joe Biden's incoming administration, offering free rides, but someone has to pay for them. We cannot leave any part of society behind. MD, Professor of Emergency Medicine at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, told NBC. Zane is helping stand up vaccination rollouts across the state, from clinics and drive-thrus to mass vaccination centers and pop-up clinics. His own facility is in talks with Lyft about the possibility of providing rides to some patients. There's a huge swath of the population that struggles with transportation, including seniors and people with low income. Many of these seniors don't even have a phone or a phone app, right? But they've got to get to those vaccinations. They also got to get to those second vaccinations. We need to do whatever is needed in the best interest of the country so we can get mass vaccination. Zane said the center is currently evaluating the funding component, looking to cover the costs with a mix of its own money, state assistance, philanthropy, insurance coverage, and for transportation partners to provide discounted service. Lyft has set a goal of executing 60 million rides, enough to cover each of the 15 million it estimates face barriers to reliable transportation to and from each of their vaccination appointments. Unreliable and unequal access to transportation was an issue before the coronavirus pandemic, but loss of income and cuts to public transport during the pandemic have only multiplied the issue. There's a major, major problem with access to reliable transport. John Zimmer, Lyft's co-founder and president, told NBC News the economy can't start moving and individuals can't start getting vaccinated until someone starts to step up. So he wants the new administration to step up, pay for all of his Lyft rides. It says up to 60 million. I'm just asking John Zimmer, when you first came out and you made these promises, and Derek Kay, I say the same to you, when you first came out, did a lot of publicity around this. You guys said that you would offer 60 million free rides and the other one would offer 10 million free rides. Look how they're backpedaling now, right? Now they're like, oh, if somebody has to pay for this, why on earth do you come out with this bait and switch campaign, giving people a lot of hope and offering a lot of promise when you are not willing to pay for those rides? But you're using the terminology in your marketing campaigns as free rides. And here they are lobbying like crazy. Hey, new administration, you got to pay for this. Unbelievable what hypocrites these people are. Double standards, right? Promise the world free rides. No, we're not going to pay for it. Somebody else has to pay for it. Government has to pay for it. As soon as we saw this would be one of the biggest health logistical challenges our country will face, we knew we already had a network of drivers, products, and services that could be put to use, chip away at one part of the problem. Megan Callahan, VP of Healthcare at Lyft, told NBC the company pitched that the Biden-Harris administration should allocate federal funding. Oh, I see. The Biden and Harris administration should allocate federal funding for the program and pay for your Lyft rides. Oh, okay, see, that's how it goes. Okay, now the truth comes out, right? And establish recommendations for providers. I don't have any problems with the plan. I have a problem with the way Logan Green and Dara Khosrowshahi lie to the public, right? Offering them, promising them these 10 million free rides, these 60 million free rides. And then through the back door, they say, well, we're not going to pay for it. They're not really going to be free. We need to get the money from the administration. The Biden transition team did not respond to this for comment yet. For its part, Uber is committing 10 million free rides to the rollout effort and exploring additional partnerships with government officials, healthcare providers, philanthropic foundations, businesses. Transportation should never be a barrier to getting the COVID-19 vaccine. To end the pandemic, it will take a coordinated global effort, and all of us can play a role. I think, and all of us can pay a role. On Tuesday, the company announced a partnership with the vaccine maker Moderna to give users vaccine safety information through its app. It said it hopes to work with public health officials to help individuals with vaccine allocations arrange rides and receive reminders. Dan says the $1,200 stimulus is not taxable as income if you got it. Missouri, we started getting both state and federal extended pandemic. Yeah, anybody from California, has anyone here in this room from California received the $300 additional money? Or are you still waiting? From what I read on the website, it hasn't happened yet, but I'm just curious if any California driver has received this $300 weekly that they're supposed to be getting. Both companies have sent letters to state and federal officials asking for their drivers to be taken into consideration when deciding vaccination allocations. Early access to a vaccine would help drivers and delivery people continue to play their essential role while also reducing the risk that may inadvertently contract or possibly transmit the virus. Okay, so if we're supposed to be the essential drivers in their equation and their idea, pay us essential money, right? Pay us accordingly. Don't do all of this nonsense behind our back, pack our cars with individuals that could be sick, right? Taking them to these vaccination places and back. Yeah, we get paid, but what about the essential pay? Arkansas has not received the money. What about Nevada? What is Scott? What about Vegas? Have you guys been receiving the $300 per week? Missouri was one of the first 5 states to kick it out. Well done, Missouri. University of Tennessee logistics professor Tom Goldsby sees a potential role for rideshare companies. However, their benefit may be most felt in densely populated urban areas. He said more suburban and rural areas could see greater impact from other transit options or by leveraging existing retail solutions like local pharmacies. Anything that helps to close the gaps, that enhanced mobility might contribute to somewhat higher vaccination rates. I'm for speeding this up, right? Getting this over and done with. What I don't like are their bait and switch efforts, promising the public all these free rides and then not willing to follow through with their promise and switching on them. I'm not cool with that. Now, Seattle Uber and Lyft drivers report a small pay bump following the law change. And I got to hand it to Seattle. They fought for it, right? Just like in California, they fought for it. We didn't win because of the big money that was put against Proposition 22. But in Seattle, they did score a victory. This month, Uber and Lyft drivers got a small raise. That's because a new Seattle law kicked in that increases how much money drivers earn per ride, right? So here it is. It's too soon to know the law's full impact, but drivers say some kinds of rides are now paying more. Uber driver Papa Diawara says he's seen a small bump in his pay from Uber. For example, when he drives someone to the airport before the law went into effect, he earned $20 to $22. Taking someone to the airport now, he says he earns $26 to $28. Listen, that's $6 to $8 more than he was earning before. That's fantastic. At least that's true for fares originating in Seattle. When he turns around at the airport to take a new rider back to Seattle, the fare originates in SeaTac and so doesn't benefit from the Seattle law requiring higher pay. So then it doesn't kick in if he's leaving from SeaTac. Few drivers expect their line of work to be lucrative during the pandemic. Many drivers have stopped driving altogether, fearing being a confined space with a stranger in the time of COVID. So before, sometimes they pay you $2.97 for very short trips, he said, but starting in January in Seattle, the minimum payment is $5. It's a big change, right? From $2.97 for these ultra short trips. I mean, we don't work for $2.97, my friends. What's happening to my computer here? Why is my computer striking? My computer went completely freaking dark on me. Interesting. Let's find out what is going on. Why? Why, Larry? Ghost in the machine. Don't let me down here, buddy. Houston, we have a problem. I have over 2,500 trips with Uber. Maybe Lyft will let me drive again. I'm sure they'll let you drive. Shouldn't be an issue. I like this guy's video. Sorry about this glitch here, folks. I pulled the power cord out. Never done that before. Never done that before in a live feed. Actually, the computer that generates the images went down. Rideshare Road Warrior Rick is in the house. I saw Rideshare Warrior Rick in Dark Road Runs last feed, and if you haven't watched his feeds, the guy does phenomenal videos on how to set up green screens. He's got this massive green screen in his home. Scott, right up there with you, 17,000. And Rick is back on the road. I know Rick went through some really bad car problems. Eric Avanesian says, I love driving. That's wonderful. But that's if you're passionate about it, the job is easy, right? It's almost like therapeutic, just driving and, offering good service to people, being rewarded for your good service. I like it. Especially with private clients, right? Let me see. Come on, Mr. Computer. Oh, now I'm getting all fancy here. This looks like my desktop. Probably will say, do you want to restore? Yeah, I want to restore. Wouldn't mind being there right now. Looks pretty cool. Got a couple of pictures of my kids on the desktop. Wow, Nifty 50 says I've done more than 20,000 rides so far since 2016. That is crazy. No, we don't want Adobe. Remind me later. Dan says I average about 3,500 to 5,000 trips a year for 15 years on a computerized dispatch platform that started before Uber and Lyft out of Canada. So you've clocked up some serious trip numbers. Serious trip numbers. Like insane trip numbers. Right? Okay, what do you say? Does it say restore? Thank you for being patient here. There is let's do this. It's Moose. Torsten, I live in California. I haven't received the 300. Okay, good. It's not good that you have not received it, but it's a good sign because they're still working on it. I would highly recommend that people not muck things up by filing a new claim, because that will only mess things up. Things hopefully will get fixed. Yeah, I think they're just updating their system. Remember, and my question to you, it's Moose. Hey, what are they hitting me with here? Not interested in that. The big screw up, this is where the big screw up came in, right? And that was, correct me if I'm wrong, but in California, you were supposed to be paid for that last week up to the 26th of December, right? And I'm specifically talking to it's Moose here, right? So that last week, call it the 19th of December till the 26th of December, people were supposed to get paid, and it was supposed to seamlessly continue, right? But then he decided not to sign off on the stimulus, right? Decided not to sign off on the stimulus, and there was a break in the payments, which screwed the entire system up. So, Flora in the house, John Kiloran, hopefully I pronounce it right. So my question to It's Moose is, you didn't receive the $300, but you also haven't been paid for that last week of December, correct? If you could help me out here, because that's the feedback that I'm getting from a lot of drivers. So there should be one payment still due last week of December, and then the $300 retroactively after December the 26th. So if we are now almost in 3 days, we're already into the third week of January, you should next week, if you're in California, get 4 weeks retroactively, 4 times $300. That's $1,200 plus $1,200 plus that last week of December, which they haven't paid. It's quite a bit of money. It's quite a bit of money. Nevada paid us for that break. Okay, that's good of Nevada. California hasn't been paid. So yeah, check on that. It's Moose. I think that last payment you should be missing because of that break, because he didn't sign off. So it wasn't like a continuous or continuation. There was a break, a 1 or 2 day delay, then signed, then the new program kicked in. So should be money coming. All work, no internet makes the cloud so sad. Dan says, correct, Prof. Thank you, buddy. Mohammed Khalil is in the house. Michigan unemployment will be available January the 26th to start certifying. Good. So they send you, Mohammed, how does it work in Michigan? They send you that document, and then you have to certify, right? You have to sign it, and then you have to fill out all that nonsense, correct? At least in California, from what I heard, they were sending out those certifications right up to the third week of December, and then suddenly everything froze because our good friend there in the White House decided not to immediately sign. So that screwed everything up. Keto Kuyin, Baltimore. Hi from Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out to Keto and the family. Hopefully you're doing well. Stay safe over there. Take good care of yourself during these crazy COVID times. Got a nice postcard from my mom in South Africa, riding ostriches there. I've done that. It's crazy, racing ostriches. I did that, I think I was about 27 or 28 years old. Didn't realize these ostriches could run so fast. You hook your foot in, Your ass is so sore because it's riding on that bone of that ostrich's back. I actually feel very sorry for the ostrich, right? And then you put your legs behind the wings and these things just take off, man. And then the neck is almost like a steering wheel. It's crazy. Could not believe how fast these ostriches can run with you on the back. Dan, the driving man says, due to fraudulent filers, it slowed it down for everybody else. Yeah, there's a lot of people abusing the system, misusing the system. People were caught in California filing, opening multiple claims to multiple addresses with multiple social security numbers. I mean, you will always find a scammer scamming the system, right? It's not just Uber and Lyft trying to scam the system. There's also other people scamming the system. Tony Abichicha says, I passed the background check. I drive for Lyft 1.5 years and for Uber for 4 years. Passing the background check because nothing has changed for 25 years and all of a sudden I'm not good enough for Lyft. Wow. Seriously, Lyft? So everything's fine. He's driving for them for 4 years. That's what I'm saying. I made a video about this. We still don't know what's quite going on there. Right? Are they kicking people off the platform? Have they made the background check stricter? Are they going back further in time? Did they get a new company in that's doing the background checks? Because a lot of people that were driving, no problems at all, got booted out of the system and said, you know what, you failed your background check. What on earth is going on there? That's the amigos there. Got Dustin, Rideshare Professor, Sensei. This was Dark Road Run, man. This guy pulls off the craziest stuff. I think, Rick, I saw you in this feed when we're all dancing away like strippers, like male strippers. It was crazy. And Dark Road Run, he knows his stuff when it comes to these green these green walls, whatever he sets up there. That's my son on the weekend. Went surfing. There were about 4 to 6 feet waves. We had a freaking good time. It was absolutely amazing. They were dropping in there from the rocks because the tide was high. So you had to clear those rocks first. Ocean was absolutely beautiful that day. Sorry, it's a little, and then interior of the red lights in my Chevy Bel Air, all red, pimped out, red light district, Amsterdam. Here I'm with the Chica. Went for a nice cruise, lady and I, test driving the new sexy beast. Green screens, backgrounds. Yeah, green screens. That's what they're called. Thanks, Dan. What did I call them? Green walls? No, green screens. So I think I'm going to have to pay Dark Road Run, and he's going to have to set up. We're currently looking for a new house. I'm going to set myself up a massive studio in a double garage. I'm going to make a whole YouTube studio out of it. And I think I'm going to hire Dark Road Run to set up my computer system, cameras. You know, I'm not the best with that, but I'd rather use the expert Dark Road Run to set it up. Indy is in the house. The tide is high. Tide is high, but I'm holding on. Remember that song? Oh, na, 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 na,
oh yeah.
Who sings it? Blondie. That's it. The tide is high, but I'm holding on. Blondie. That's it. Indy presents Blondie. Yeah. SEAL team. Dan's going to join my SEAL team. I'm going to have to go out and smack a couple of people, starting off with Derek K and Randall Heimovicki. I think I'll give Randall Heimovicki a smack before I give Derek K a smack. Scott Tucker says, how is Laura doing? Laura, how are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
She says she's doing great, thank you. She's doing like a detox, like so.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well.
Yeah, it didn't work out so well. So she, oh, you broke the detox? Oh my God, you broke the detox. You are a scoundrel.
Yeah.
She broke the detox. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this detox. It's going to, bam, she broke it today. Yeah, Dan, and I think you and I, we need to form a little SEAL team and then break into the Uber headquarters. Yeah, she's always bubbly, dude. She's always like bouncing off the walls, this woman. I don't know where she gets energy. Bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. I'm still waiting to get my Laura home once the COVID's over. Cool. But I can't unfortunately give you my Laura because she belongs here, but your Laura will be on the way. Hang in there, Scott. She will be coming. So what else do we have? I want to just fit this in here at the 50-minute mark, because these corporations have really been instrumental. I mean, good sponsorship dollars. You got to give them a shout out, right? Kova, 1 month free with a link beneath the video that I'm going to drop in there for you. Check out the gig protection plan. Starts at $7 a month. The one that really sticks out is the legal protection. So if any of these people try shenanigans or wrongfully terminate you or deactivate you, boom, in kicks the legal protection with legal rideshare, and the legal letters go out. So that's a huge one. That is a huge, huge, huge one. Covered this story already, but again, this is massive, massive news for any driver, right? Or any other state that will start going after Uber and Lyft for these misclassification dollars, right? I know Massachusetts is a big one there. New York is a big one. California has tons and tons of lawsuits going. Scott Tucker and Robin Renoth are heading up another big lawsuit with Potter Handy in Nevada and nationwide. So this outcome in this California Supreme Court helps us big time, and Uber and Lyft must be shitting right now. Roger Fidel is in the house. Thank you, sir. $3.99. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Right? There's one really, really, really powerful, powerful, powerful saying here. Right? And that's that. It says, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Martin Luther King. Let me read that again because it's powerful. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. That is a beautiful quote by MLK Jr. And what that basically means is, if you believe in something, if you want to change in something, if you want to stand for something, don't be silent, right? Like me, I'm a chatterbox, right? I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this poor treatment from all gig working companies. Now, it's not just Uber and Lyft that I single out, but Instacart, Postmates. So it's my job not to be silent, because if I were to act on Martin Luther King's words, right, my life would begin to end if I would shut up, if I would remain silent. Quite the opposite, right? I talk out about the things that matter. It is a beautiful and powerful saying. Another great one, another great quote from him there, right? And that is, the ultimate tragedy is not, that sounds like ice. Who's that? That's Laura. She's breaking the ice.
Sorry.
Laura's invaded my territory here. The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. Powerful stuff, my friends. Okay, so we got a good update from Colorado, thanks to Tony. It's Moose already It's Moose. Do you have any update for New Jersey on the $300? Tony says Colorado is still down. No PUA as of yet. So at some point, whenever it kicks in, there should be a decent amount of money, that gets put on your debit card or wired to your account. Not sure exactly how they do it. Juan Garcia, good to see you, my brother. Good to have you here. Wonderful Monday to you. Happy MLK Day, everyone. Now, that $300, remember, this is retroactive. So if you think, okay, well, when I'm waiting for the PUA to kick in, well, the moment the PUA kicks in, it's retroactive from the time that law came into effect. So we should, by all accounts, if it takes a few more days and we go beyond the 21st, we should be getting 3 to 4 weeks, a full $1,200. Joseph Pepitone is in the house. Whatever anyone does, do not get any vaccines. You're talking about the specific vaccine. Okay. I respect your comments. I do. Danon says if you get the weekly, it will be more than $2,000. Very true. So Scott Tucker's got a great update for us. He says the national lawsuit is pending on Sing versus Uber. So that, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, but if that lawsuit comes out favoring Sing, it more or less green lights. That's a New Jersey lawsuit, right? It more or less green lights the national lawsuit. Am I correct in saying that, or can you give a better version? So there's that New Jersey suit going on for misclassification, Sing versus Uber. If the case goes in Sing's favor, it will make a huge difference on a national level. Scott Tucker says, yes, cool. Glad I got those facts right. Indy says, I'm getting my first dose tomorrow. You're getting your first vaccine tomorrow. Okay, where do you go? Where do they summons you to? Where do you have to go to a hospital? Where do you have to go? Dan says, you got the case number, Scott? Yeah, there's a case number you can look up. That would be great. I mean, verbatim, if you wanted to represent yourself in pro persona, you could really file the same points as Sing is, right? Because Sing is an individual taking on Uber for misclassification, right? You have all the components laid out there in that case. So that's a good thing to research that case number and see how he laid out his legal argument, right, for misclassification. So if let's say you wanted to cut out the middleman, which is the class action attorney, and if you wanted to sort of like double dip, not pay them the lawyer fee or broker fee because they take like 40% out of your settlement. If you wanted to represent yourself like Sing did in the New Jersey case, go and study the case number. I mean, that would be huge, Scott, if you can get that case number in New Jersey. I would make a video on that, right, to show the drivers how Sing is arguing his case in New Jersey against Uber, right, which will create another avalanche of lawsuits. But I know that Scott Tucker is out there recruiting, right? Recruiting, and the person to go to, Scott, is Jim Triglio of Pottahanny, correct? Oh, yeah. I bought oh, you sent me the case number? Life in Vegas is in the house. That's cool. I think I did pretty well there as far as bought a whole bunch of them there. Bought a whole bunch of them there. Bought a whole bunch of them there. And bought another big. So yeah, I think I'm in the race for that big one, the big fat kahuna, the big fat one in the race. Show me the money. Show me the money, honey. Dan says, thanks, Scott. I'm working with a law firm for Missouri cases, maybe with national other firms, state licensed. Yeah, you guys should collaborate, man. You should collaborate on a national level. Scott meet Dan, Dan meet Scott. Hello, nice to meet you, sir. Good, let's collaborate on a nice class action lawsuit. Slap them down. Like this chick slapped them down. She looks angry. It's like, Uber, Lyft, you are bad people. I will slap you down. So tomorrow, wish me luck. I'm going to go for another COVID test before my surgery. Get the metal out of my body. Doctor says wants to remove all the metal from the body. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Now we have 24 people in the house. If you could smash that like button, much appreciated. That would be wonderful. This really was an interesting article by Business Insider. Why America's vaccine rollout was a total disaster. What it means for the next few months, right? There, check the eagle flying with the. Damn, check that long needle. Oh! You've got a picture of Raging D here. The US developed coronavirus vaccines in record time last year, but the process of getting those shots into people's arms is going horrendously slow, just as more Americans are dying from the virus than ever before. The blame lies with a president who either forgot or didn't care enough. This is Business Insider. The blame lies with the president who either forgot or didn't care enough to finish off the country's vaccination plan, setting the US on the back foot. There are promising signs that this vaccine drive is going to accelerate soon, but the delay has already caused thousands of deaths, and it will be a challenge to come back from. Yeah. Joseph says it's designed to depopulate humanity. They need everyone to get 2 doses so you won't survive the next flu. Remember, a eugenicist doesn't want to save humanity. Indy says cilantro absorbs metals from your body. Parsley purifies the blood, organic and fresh. All right, good. So, Laura, next time.
Parsley.
Parsley and cilantro. Cilantro absorbs metals.
I like that. I like
She
cilantro.
likes it. I like cilantro, I like parsley. We'll just mix it into the salads. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate you. All right, my friends, we're up to 1 hour. That was my goal, or is my goal for Our House Mondays. I truly appreciate all of your contributions today. A lot of good information, a lot of feedback on the PUA. We've got a lot of updates from various states. According to Dan, Missouri's on the ball. I mean, they're getting their $300. Did you get yours retroactively? I'm sure you did. So, couple of states are on the ball. Couple of states are still fast asleep, like California, for example. But I think the most positive news, for me at least, this week, because I've really been following these big class action lawsuits and misclassification lawsuits, what I fight for, to get the dollars for the people. Very, very, very happy that she more or less ruled in our favor. And then it's retroactive several years back, right? According to the Dynamax rule. So I will green light that one, Joseph. I don't know why Uber is blocking it, but I am going to green light that for you. Boom, there it is. Roger Fadel, eat tabbouleh. Oh, love tabbouleh. Love tabbouleh. I can just eat that stuff. Trader Joe's has got great tabbouleh. Maybe I'll take the tabbouleh and I'll mix in some cilantro that Indy suggested and some parsley into the tabbouleh. Sounds delicious. All right, my friends. There's Dan. I'm going to green light his email there. USA EV for electric vehicle driver at Gmail. I like that. USA electric vehicle driver at Gmail. They should sponsor you, Dan. A company. I mean, I know you could put a nice sponsorship package together for them. Those EV companies would love to break into. You know what you need to do, Dan? I've got a great idea for you, because he truly is an expert in that field. Package up a proposal for a couple of EV manufacturing companies, whether it's BMW, whether it's General Motors, and then just say, hey, I have a platform for you. I will get you on Harry the Rideshare guy's channel. I'll get your vehicles on Rideshare Professor's channel, on Dustin's channel, and you do a deal with them. And what you do is you package it up that you can get them, you can break into the rideshare market for them. Just like Cova does. Cova went out and paid all of these influencers, and they're making big waves as the gig protection plan, right? So what you go in is you put a big proposal together for some EV manufacturers and just say, hey, I've got all of these YouTubers that I work with. We need, 5 or 10 vehicles. We will make videos for you, and then you get a car in the mix for putting it all together. I'm telling you. And you know what? You think I'm crazy when I'm saying that, but I remember back in the day, 1994, I did a massive rave in Cape Town. And I set myself a goal that I'm going to go out and get $300,000 in sponsorship for this one big evening, New Year's Eve, 1994, Cape Town. So, and there I am on my target. I'm almost there by the $300,000 mark in sponsorships from Red Bull, from Absolute Vodka, from Nike, from Adidas, blah, 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 all of these sponsors, right? And then I thought, you know what? I need a car that fits this very young demographic, right? People in their late teens, early 20s. And in that time, Fiat was trying to break into the South African market. So I wrote up a proposal, no lies. I wrote up a proposal for Fiat, South African Fiat in Europe. And I said, sponsor us 5 cars, right? And we'll put you on the map. And the way we put you on the map is we have these vehicles. We're doing multiple big shows, multiple big rave events. I work with all the other promoters, right? So I pushed 2 Fiats in their direction. I kept 3. And these cars were at the time about $25,000 each, right? So it was $75,000 of car value that I got from the sponsor, right? You just have to write to the right person who deals with sponsorships. And EV manufacturers would love to break into this rideshare market. Would love to. Mohammed Khalil says, sorry, had to call local radio station and report traffic accident. Good for you. Scott Tucker says, the only black exterior, large black type EV coming out is the EV Escalade. Yeah, I saw the new Escalade. It said Escalade 600. Flo Kuhnle in the house, throwing down 25. Love you, brother. How are you? How's the family? Making deals is very important. You should do a whole show on that. Yeah, I should. Like, you're absolutely right, Flo. I have a list of the decision makers who write the checks for big sponsorships, right? Whether it's the airlines, whether it's insurance companies, they all have big money. You have to bring them the ideas. You have to present the ideas, and Flo is right. I should do one show on how to package up a sponsorship and get sponsorship dollars. It's almost like you could watch videos on how to write a grant. How do I get grant money from the government, right? That's basically accessible money that they will bring your way. If you use it in a specific field, you will get a grant. State grant, nationwide grant. Sponsorships are very similar. Sponsorships, they have their budgets. The marketing budget starts off at specific times of the year. They will look at a lot of events. Are you able to do special events? Are you able to connect us with our audience? So bring us the ideas. and how to package that up and how to extract sponsorship dollars. And there's so much money going around there. Remember, every time I did a big event, I had to pay for these big DJs, whether it's Armin van Buuren, Tiesto, Frankie Knuckles, Carl Cox, had to fly in all of these world's top DJs, and they cost a fortune. And the only way I could afford it was by bringing in the big sponsors. And I love Flo's idea. Thank you. He's doing well. How are the kids, buddy? How are the wife and the kids? Well, I love from Flo, I get this every year. One of the biggest things I look forward to around Christmas, him and his family sing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." And he has angelic, they're little angels, his kids. And they sing this song every year at the Christmas tree in their Christmas gear. And it's like the most heartfelt little video that goes out each year. Never end that. Never stop that, Flo. So I will do that. Making deals, getting sponsorships. It'll be a great show. That's at least a 1 or 2 hour show. Maybe do some preparation. I remember doing videos in the past. I mean, at least 2 years back on how to get money from angel investors and venture capitalists by writing your own business plan, right? That, my friends, is not free money, right? They put in money with expectations, right? Sponsors will put in marketing dollars, and they have some expectations there that you will connect them, or hopefully connect them with your ideas to future customers or new customers, right? So very, very similar. Rideshare, Road Warrior Rick says, my father-in-law is 75 years old in the San Antonio area and is in ICU right now. 77-year-old mother-in-law is at home and positive that their daughter carries a nurse and is helping her. Well, we pray for your father-in-law. Is it COVID related? Daniel says, I got a national in California, corporate and a venue already lined up. I may speak in Austin, Texas in September. It's international there. Fantastic. Range Rover is working on an EV. You got the Powerball purchase, Indy, you'll be able to buy that Range Rover EV. Hummer, I saw LeBron James showing off his new EV Hummer. He probably got one of the first ones, right? So yeah, there's a lot of EVs coming out. I'm super excited about the EV Escalade, and I would almost want to speak to my mechanic. My mechanic has put electric batteries in several cars, even in Beetles, in little VW Beetles, right? He knows how to do that. I want to ask him, hey, is there any way we could maybe in the future drop an EV engine and battery into my Escalade? Why not? That'd be cool. All right. Thank you, Flo, again. Appreciate you guys. So happy Monday, everyone. Happy Martin Luther King Day, MLK Jr. I made a video this morning, dedicated that to him. And I read two of his most powerful quotes. The one really resonates with my channel. That's why I quoted it. And again, everyone, happy MLK Day. What are you doing today? You're taking off? Are you chilling at home? Decide to work? LeBron makes more money in a minute than I do in a month, says India. He's got big sponsorships. I mean, he has $1 billion sponsorship with Nike. Another person to get that same sponsorship was Cristiano Ronaldo, and Lionel Messi, the soccer player, was not happy about the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo got a $1 billion marketing contract with Nike and Messi didn't. LeBron has that contract. There's only a handful of sports stars that have that $1 billion contract with Nike. LeBron's one of them. Kobe, before his passing, he was a money machine. He had tons and tons of endorsements and sponsorships. May he rest in peace. The rider drivers in the house, thank you. Remember, you know who I would love to bring in? The CEO of Curial. I don't think I'm just going to throw him into the cold water. I won't do that. Let me just see. Bless you.
Sorry.
Bless you. Never give up. Never, ever give up. Go up that ladder 20 times, you don't make those last 2 steps and you fall down. Never give up. Get up. Get straight back up and go straight up. Mustn't forget I have an 11 p.m. tonight LAX pickup. Nice long drive down to Malibu. That should be good money. All right, all right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Anyone that hasn't hit the thumbs up, please give me a thumbs up there. Wishing you all an amazing MLK Day. Happy Monday. The start to a great week. Stay safe. Keep those cars sanitized. Wear those masks, my friends. Don't let your guard down, right? A lot of people around you have this COVID thing. You don't want to catch it. Keep your guards up. And thanks to Flo. And also huge thank you to Roger Fidel for your donations and contributions today. Very kind of you. And let's work together. And reach out to Scott if you're interested in that national lawsuit he's coordinating with Robin Reenath. And again, this is good news, my friend. This is good news for misclassification dollars. Indy, have a great evening. I'm on the West Coast, so some people might be 3 hours ahead. Some people might be 7 o'clock on your side already. It's just going on to 4 p.m. here. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Indy. Thank you, Flo. Thank you, Rider Driver. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Nifty 50. Thank you. Gosh, there's so many names. Dan. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Roadshare Warrior Rick. Thank you, Scott Tucker. Thank you, Roger Fidel. Thank you, all of you that I haven't mentioned here for participating today. It's Moose, Justin, Juan Garcia, Kido, Mohammed Khalil, Eric Avanesian, Ray C. Branch Jr., Jason Ferris, Tony Abachiche, all of you. Have a magnificent week. Gary Georges just walks in as I'm walking out. Check out the live stream. I'm going to say hello and goodbye, Gary. Joseph, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Thank you for all your links and your quotes and your feedback. I respect that. Eric, thank you. Guys, take good care of yourselves. Really, we'll get through this together, okay? I mean it. I really mean it. Let's just work together. Keep our spirits high. Use this material here between these ears, the cranium. Use this stuff here and we'll get through this. Good night. Be safe, everyone. Buenas noches. Gute Nacht. Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen. Spasiba. Adieu. Take care.